through tactics. What does tactics talk about? Tactics වලින් අපි මොනවද කරන්නේ? සරලවම කිව්වොත්. What does tactic tell an organization to do? Yeah. දැන් අපි කලින් ස්ටේජ් එකේදී strategies හැදුවා. එහෙනම් tactics වලින් මොනවද කියනවා නැත්තේ? මේ strategies accomplish කරගන්න මොන වගේ දේවල්ද අපි කරන්න ඕනේ නේ? මොන ක්‍රියාමාර්ගද අපි ගන්න ඕනේ? අපි කලින් ස්ටේජ් එකේදී අපි develop කරපු strategy එක achieve කරන්න නම් මොනවද අපි ගන්න ඕනේ tactics? අපි ක්‍රියාමාර්ග මොනවද? right? සරලවම කිව්වොත්. In a very simple way, right? So marketing tactics to implement strategies and objectives are based around elements of the marketing mix. එතකොට මේ ක්‍රියාමාර්ග මොන වගේද කියන එක පැහැදිලි කරන්න අපිට උපකාරී වෙනවා මේ marketing mix එක කියන එක. right? දැන් අපි strategy එකක් propose කරනවා. ඔයාලා digital strategy එකක් propose කරනවා. ඒ strategy එක accomplish කරගන්න අපි මොනවද කරන්න ඕනේ කියන එක tactics හරහා කියනවා. මොනවද මේ tactics මොනවගෙන්ද ඒවා හැදිලා තියෙන්නේ marketing mix එකේ තියෙන elements වලින්. right? So sorry, I changed the slide, no? So මේ tactics හැදිලා තියෙන්නේ marketing mix එකේ තියෙන elements වලින්. So what do these elements talk about? How to engage customers throughout the life cycle as part of customer relationship management, right? So these can talk about how you are going to keep your customers engaged throughout your entire product life cycle or service life cycle, how to keep that relationship management. Now here the marketing mix talks about 4 P's: product, price, place, and promotion. Originally proposed by Jerome McCarthy in 1960, right? So this is used as an essential part of implementing marketing strategy by many practitioners. But in the present context, it's not just limited to 4 P's. අපි extended marketing mix එකක් ගැන කතා කරනවා වර්තමානයේදී මේ 4 P's වලට එහා ගිහිලා product, price, place, promotion විතරක් නෙවෙයි එතනින් එහාට ගිහිල්ලා extended marketing mix එකක් ගැන අපි කතා කරනවා වර්තමානයේ වෙද්දී. Right? So what are the elements of the extended marketing mix? Any idea, anyone? What do we talk about there? Excuse me. Yes, it's not just 4 P's that we talk about now. Yes, okay, 7 P's. What are the additional elements to the 7 P's? 7 P's වල add වෙන elements ටික මොනවාද? Any idea? No idea. Yes, there are people. People is added. Processes is added. Something else is also added. Product, price, place, promotion, people, processes, also physical evidences. Right? Yes. Yes, correct. So, so you can think of how you are going to show each of these, how each of these elements in the marketing mix come into play in your strategy, right? ඔයාලා propose කරන strategy එකට support වෙන්නේ කොහොමද මේ marketing mix එකේ එක elements කෙනෙක් ඔයාලට පෙන්වන්න පුළුවන්, right? දැන් ඒක product එකක් focus කරනවා වෙන්න පුළුවන් ඔයාලා, right? සමහරට new product launch එකක් වෙන්න පුළුවන් ඔයාලා propose කරන. But the new service sector, right? So it can be product focusing on products, it can be focusing on even services, right? It can be anything. There are so many angles for you to look at it, right? So then my strategy can be achieved. When we say how we are going to achieve this strategy, you have to clearly show, right? Okay, in order to achieve this strategy, we propose that this kind of a product should be introduced, or that the current product should be changed in this manner, or that the product should have these kinds of features, and we propose this kind of a pricing strategy. we propose that this is how we are going to engage with the customers, right? This is how we are going to deliver this to the customers, right? These are the contact points. And we are going to show that in order to achieve this strategy, this is how we are going to promote, right? How is it going to, with what kind of platforms are you going to use, right? Is it social media, web-based promotions? You know, there are so many. If it's social media, what kind of platforms? Is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram is there? You can even drill down there and show, is it celebrity endorsements that you're going to use? You know, is it going to be an organic form of promotion that you're going to use, right? If it's going to, so likewise, you can show, you have the liberty to be creative, read more about these things and bring in your knowledge here, right? And show your colors really in terms of a creative marketing mix, right? These kind of physical evidences we are proposing. Likewise, see what is the most applicable marketing mix that you can show. Or තෝරගත්ත business context එකට ගොඩක්ම applicable වෙන marketing mix එක මොකක්ද? කොහොමද ඒ හරහා අපි මේක propose කරන්නේ? It has to be very practical, right? Whatever you say has to be very practical. Right. Then the marketing mix is applied frequently when developing marketing strategies, since it provides a simple framework for varying different elements of the product offering. So why is this frequently applied? Because this marketing mix provides a very simple framework, very simple to remember, right? Very easy to remember, very simple framework to show you how you can change or how you can vary different components of your product offering, different elements of your product offering in order to make a change in the product demand or in the service demand within the target market that you select. It's very simply by proposing or changing certain elements in this marketing mix, you can show how you are going to achieve these targets, right? All right. So moving on. So any questions, please ask, right? Please feel free to raise any questions. Right. Moving on. For example, to increase sales of a product, the price can be decreased, or the amount or type of promotion changed, or there can be some combination of these elements, right? For example, your objective is to, let's say, increase the sales of a product by this amount within this period, right? In order to do that, let's say you are introducing a new product, or maybe you are introducing a new promotional campaign, or maybe let's say you're rebranding, right? There might be different strategies, right? So this can be done using different tactics. In order to achieve this strategy, you can use different tactics, such as, for example, increasing the sales through price cuts, right? Through price cuts. Or maybe you change your promotion from ATL to BTL. What is ATL? Above the line promotions. All that traditional media use karla. You go to below the line promotions, BTL promotions. You try a little bit of social media promotions. You try a little bit of Facebook promotions. Maybe Instagram celebrity endorsements. You try. Maybe let's say you are bundling your products with something else. You are adding product add-ons you are offering, right? Discounted prices or bundled prices, or it can be a lot of other things, right? So for each of these elements, you can nicely show how each of those elements can be changed, right? And even in the context of a service environment, you can say physical evidences කොහොමද, processes කොහොමද වෙනස් වෙන්න ඕනේ, people element එකේ මොන මොන වෙනස්කම්ද කරන්න ඕනේ. Let's say if it's, for example, hotel industry, right? You can nicely show how the 7 P's come together, right? You can be very creative in showing these things. So it doesn't have to be 1 or 2 elements. It can be the combination of several elements that you're proposing, right? Then the next point, e-commerce provides new opportunities for the marketer to vary the marketing mix. Now, e-commerce has provided many new chances for the marketers to come up with a creative marketing mix, right? There are many new opportunities. For example, here four points have been listed out. If you take the product element of the marketing mix, can be the introduction of new digital products, right? Providing information products for existing physical products, right? It can be in terms of providing information or changing a current paper-based product to online product. For example, a magazine or newspaper or even music, right? How physical products have been converted to digital products, or paper-based products have been converted to online products. Introducing different purchase options for digital products. Now, earlier we used to visit the shop, buy the product, but now the digital landscape has changed it in so many ways that you have so many purchase options, right? You can buy something based on subscription, let's say Netflix, let's say even some sort of a magazine subscription. So you pay a subscription, a monthly subscription, an annual subscription, 3 months, 6 months, you have the option. Or pay per view. For each view, you have to pay, right? Let's say, for example, a movie, in order to pay, in order to view, you have to pay, right? There are several different sites that offer that facility. Then bundling of services. Sometimes several services are bundled together and offered. Examples? What sort of examples? Now, in the airline industry, for example, you reserve a seat, right? You reserve your seats. You can also, get the service for your accommodation in the country that you are traveling to, and also the transportation. So bundled services offered at a bundled price, right? So you just think simply of it like this. You go to a salon, several services bundled together offered to you, right? Now the ladies might know how bundling of services is done, right? So even if you go to a hotel, sometimes bundling of services, right? Added on services. Let's say you're going to have your wedding, so a bundled service package is offered to you in addition to just the offering the the buffet and that physical hall. You are also as added on services, bundled package, you are given the added advantage of having access to sometimes decorations provided by the hotel, even this dancing troupe provided by the hotel, sometimes the music troupe or whatever. These services bundled together and offered to you in a package, right? So there are so many examples in the digital context also. If you take these applications that you use, once again, if you take in the especially telecommunication industry, right? So there are so many examples of where bundled services are offered to you as a package, right? So think of those kinds of things and keep in mind that it's a digital strategy, right? It's a digital strategy, and how, whether there are any chances for you to offer bundled services or bundled products. Then price. In terms of price, you can have the basic price, the marked up price. You can go for discounted price. For example, maybe when you're using the website, when you're to purchase something, you're getting a special discount, right? A discounted rate. Then there might be add-ons or extra products and services, right? For the selected price, you get something extra, right? For the same price, you get something extra or added on, likewise. These things are some things that you are usually seeing in a lot of places, no? In many different industries, you see this, added on or extra products. Then when it comes to place, if we take a digital product, there is no physical constraint on fulfillment, right? So you just have to consume it. You can consume it virtually, no physical limitation. You don't have to visit anywhere physically, whether you're on the go, whether you're at home, whether you are at the university, wherever you are, no physical limitation. Then if we take promotion once again, because of internet, there are many new marketing communication channels that have been introduced for the marketers to promote their products, right? Interactive display ads, you have experienced this a lot, no? Where they're enticing you to click on it, right? Sometimes select it, engage with advertisements, right? Sometimes pop-up advertisements may be there, banner advertisements may be there, right? Sponsors advertisements you get when you scroll down the Facebook, and then opt-in emails as a marketing channel. If you subscribe to a service, provide your information to a particular service provider, you get emails regarding their newest promotions, their newest product offerings, and whatnot. Then blogs are there, right? Once again, blogs can be used to promote a product or a service. We have talked about what a blog is. So, and also we have provided many examples for corporate blogs, personal blogs, right? So likewise, these are not the only options. There are so many others. So you can get creative and propose these things. So please make sure to not apply what is being mentioned here in the slide, right? That will be a disadvantage for you. මේ slide එකේ තියෙන ටිකම අනිත් පැත්තට ටිකක් එහෙම කරලා assignment එක කරන්න හදන්න එපා. We will notice that, right? If you do that, we will notice it. Your points have to have a logical flow, right? Your report, it has to have that level of standard where you have applied the theories and they have practical value, and you have nicely cited the sources from which you gain the information, right? And they have to be a proper structure, right? And have to be definitely innovative and creative in your thinking. Then actions. We come to the actions element of the SOSPAC framework. This refers to activities conducted by managers to execute the plan, right? Then api strategies hadua, tactics hadua. මේ tactics අපි කොහොමද execute කරන්නේ, right? අපි කියනවා අපි තුමු new product එකක් introduce කරන්න ඕනේ, right? නමුත් කොහොමද කරන්නේ? මොනවද ඒකට ගන්න ඕනේ actions අපි, right? මොන තව කොහොමද අපි ඒක යටට drill down කරන්නේ කොහොමද, right? So what are the activities conducted by managers to execute the plan to make it operationalized, right? Questions that need to be resolved when specifying actions. So when you're specifying these actions, right, it's a very operational level thing that you are doing, right? Here you have to decide, for example, what is the level of investment in the internet channel sufficient to deliver these services. For example, if as one of the tactics you say that the marketing effort has to be changed, and internet-based marketing channels have to be introduced, then what is the budget you are going to allocate for that? What will be the payback of your investment? If you're introducing a new product, then what is going to be your payback? What level of staff training is required? Let's say you're proposing a new customer support service center, right? Through your website or through your Facebook page. Then how are we going to train the staff? How many staff have to be allocated to it, right? What is the training that they are going to need? How are you going to do it, right? That has to be there. Then what new responsibilities are required for effective internet marketing? Who is going to manage the content? Who is going to propose and design the content, right? So likewise, new responsibilities and new digital marketing plan එක හරහා. Content creator කෙනෙක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්, content editor කෙනෙක්, content manager කෙනෙක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්, right? Marketing aspect එක, promotion aspect එක දිහා බලුවොත්. ඒතර innovations පැත්ත බලුවොත් සමහරට new researchers ලා ඔයගලන්ට ඕන වෙන්න පුළුවන්, එහෙම නැත්නම්. It can vary, right? It can vary based on the strategies that you are pursuing. So what are the new responsibilities required? Now this only talks about internet marketing, but there can be many other elements that you are focusing on, right? Are changes in organizational structure required to deliver internet-based services? So do we need to make any changes in the current structure? Are we having a very rigid structure at the moment? You can nicely show currently in this organization, the structure is like this. But through this strategy, we propose that the structure will have to be changed. Let's say in a hierarchical structure, how are you going to propose? Now, I'm not going to say because you're going to use them as answer. You're not going to think out of the box if I give you the options, a lot of options, right? So if it's a tall structure or if it's a hierarchical structure, how are you going to propose to make changes to it? What is the added benefit that the company is going to get through that, right? Like that. So if there are any changes required, you have to show that, right? What are the changes required and why do you say that changes are required, right? For example, there are many other structures that you can think of, right? Metric structures are there, right? Likewise, think of those things. Then what activities are involved in creating and maintaining the website? For example, if you're proposing that a corporate website has to be introduced, if it's one of your suggestions, then what sort of activities should be involved in creating this website? Who is going to create the website? How are we going to create it? What is going to be the responsibility allocation? And also what elements should be the part of those in the website? What should be the main elements that we are going to feature, right? Who is going to design the website? How is it going to be hosted, right? Then maintenance part, who is going to do it? Are we going to outsource it or are we going to do it in-house? Likewise, right? So likewise, your actions have to be clearly spelled out. And then final stage, control. Control element of the e-marketing plan can be achieved through a combination of traditional techniques such as marketing research to obtain customer views and opinions, and novel techniques such as analysis of web server log files that use technology to monitor whether objectives are achieved. So in the control element, right, you are seeing whether elements of the e-marketing plan that you came up with have been achieved or not, right? Api e-marketing plan එකේ propose කරපු අපි plan කරපු දේවල් achieve වෙලාද නැද්ද? ඒක බලන්න පුළුවන් traditional techniques පාවිච්චි කරලා market research කරලා, right? Customer views අපි surveys කරන්නේනේ. Through those kinds of things, right? Getting their opinions. You sometimes do things like ghost shopping, right? Likewise. Or using new techniques such as analyzing the web server log files. That means now in a website, the higher level, controllers of the website, they have access to the back end of the website and they have permission to see who has accessed the website through, for example, when you're accessing the LMS through the back end, we can see what you did, right? Who you are, right? The times you have accessed the LMS. After accessing, what did you do on the LMS? Likewise, server log files can be obtained. And through these things, companies can gain an idea, right? Mostly what are the customers are interested in doing once they access the website. What kind of preferences do they have, right? The frequency of visiting. Likewise, these things can be used to see whether objectives are achieved, right? So intranets can be used to share information among marketers and consultants within an organization. So within a particular organization, the organization can have their own internal networks to share information about the current status of the plan, current status of their marketing campaign or the marketing plan within the marketers or among certain consultants that the organization is using in order to come up with this plan, right? You can also add things more to this SOSTAT framework. Now, you can also add KPIs, for instance, right? Key performance indicators. Key performance indicators අපි පාවිච්චි කරනවා. අපි performance එක achieve වෙලාද නැද්ද කියන එක බලන්න. නේ? ඒතරට key performance indicators propose කරන්න පුළුවන්. මෙන්න මේවා හරහා තමයි අපි බලන්නේ. For example, ඔයාලා propose කරනවා නම් more consumer engagement එන එක measure කරන්නේ කොහොමද? Maybe through website visits, right? Maybe through customer conversions, right? Likewise, you have to come up with sound KPIs, right? So, yeah, any questions so far? Yes, anything that you need to clarify? So here I couldn't elaborate a little bit. Now, when you're coming up with the strategy on how your e-marketing objectives have to be achieved, right? Now, you have to keep in mind that when you define strategy, it has to be tightly integrated to the e-marketing planning process, because it's an iterative process. That means it is something that happens repetitively again and again, right? Iterative process from situation analysis to objective setting to strategy definition. Why? Because situation constantly change. Yeah, your objectives will have to change. Then your strategy will have to change. This is an iterative process that is happening again and again and again, right? In your plan, it doesn't have to be that way, but in reality, that's how it is, right? It's an iterative process. And your strategic options that you propose, they may include target market strategies or your market and product positioning strategies, right? In your target market strategies, what do you say? You are going to say the potential customers to whom your organization is going to sell, right? Maybe you're targeting a new consumer group, or maybe you're fine-tuning your current target market strategies. Now, in any marketing process, there's a segmentation stage, there's a targeting stage, there's a positioning stage. Api STP කියලා කියන්නේ segmentation, targeting, positioning, right? ඒතර ඔයාලගේ කියන strategy options වල target market එකට reach කරන strategies මොනවද කියලා ඔයාලා කියනවා වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Target market එක කවුද කියලා ඔයාලා define කරනවා වෙන්න පුළුවන්, right? And maybe how you are doing the market and product positioning is also something that you can talk about, right? So what is this market and product positioning? In short, what is market and product positioning? In positioning, what you do is, in simplest of terms, positioning refers to how your product, your service, or your brand is positioned in the minds of the consumer, in the minds of the customer, right? How it is positioned in the market, right? For instance, here it elaborates, it's an effort to influence consumer perception of a brand. Like I mentioned, in positioning, you try to make your consumers perceive your product or service in a certain way. අපිට මෙන්න මේ විදිහටයි අපේ customers ලා අපේ product එක perceive කරන්න ඕනේ. මෙන්න මේ විදිහට තමයි අපිට market එකේ එහෙම නැත්නම් consumer mind එකේ position වෙන්න ඕනේ කියන එක thought process එක මත ඉඳගෙන තමයි company එක යම්කිසි organization එකක් තමන්ගේ product එක or service එක position කරන්නේ. And also relative to the perception of competing brands or products. අපිට කොහොමද position වෙන්න ඕනේ සහ market එකේ ඉන්න අනිත් players ලට සාපේක්ෂව අපි කොතනද position වෙන්න ඕනේ කියන දෙකම මෙතෙන්දි බලනවා. Right? So usually organizations come up with things called positioning maps in order to come up with this, right? When it comes to market and product positioning, they develop this interesting thing called positioning maps, right? What happens in positioning maps? Now, for example, let's say if we take a bank, right? Bank එකක් ගත්තා කියලා හිතමු. ඒතර bank එක අපි consider කරන organization එක market එකේ දැනට position වෙලා තියෙන්නේ කොහොමද consumers ලගේ mind එකේ කියන එක ගැන අපිට idea එකක් ගන්න ඕනේ නා. Right? We develop a positioning map. Let's say on this end, we consider something like our objective, right? Based on our objective, we consider something like, let's say, innovation, right? Innovation. And now this has to be clearly integrated with your objectives, right? Or නිකම්ම මෙතන propose කරන්න බෑ. ඔයාලා කියන දේට අනුගත වෙන්න ඕන. Let's say on this end, we consider something like customer service, right? මේක purely ඕගොල්ලන් develop කරන plan එක මත ඉඳගෙන තමයි මේක propose කරන්න. Right? So let's say on both these ends we have things to consider, right? So I'm sorry about my crooked lines. Right. එහෙනම් දැන් මේකට අනුව අපේ කම්පැනි එක කොතනද පොසිෂන් වෙන්නේ? Right? Let's say I'm bank A, right? Where does bank A position in terms of these two ends which we are proposing, which are in line with our proposed objectives and strategies, right? That you have to clearly keep in mind. So bank A ඉන්නේ මෙතන නා, right? අපි හිතමු අපි දැනට position වෙලා ඉන්නේ මෙතන. bank B එක industry එකේ දැනට position වෙලා ඉන්නවා මෙතන. Right? Innovation එකෙන් යාලා අපිට වඩා ගොඩක් ඉදිරියෙන් ඉන්නවා. But in terms of customer service, we are ahead of them. And bank C is positioned somewhere here. Best customer service, best innovations, right? So likewise, you position yourself. Maybe you're positioned here also, let's say. Not here, but we are somewhere here also. That is also possible, right? So likewise, you can come up with a nice position if you want, right? So where are we now? And based on this, you can say, or where do we need to be in terms of this is our desired position, this is where we need to be, or in terms of current position, this is where we are. You can nicely show those things, right? So likewise, when developing strategy options, organizations focus on what are their target market strategies, right? That is from the entire market, what is the customer segment that we can most profitably serve, right? As an organization, අපේ මේ mass market එක අපිට most profitably serve කරන්න පුළුවන් customer group එක මොකක්ද? එහෙනම් එයාලට reach out වෙන්නේ කොහොමද කියන දේ, right? And also අපි කොහොමද brand එකක් විදියට business එකක් විදියට position වෙන්න ඕනේ කොයි විදියටද customer mind එකේ කියන මේ දෙක මත පදනම් වෙලා strategic options develop කරනවා. If you remember, can you tell me a model that you can use in order to come up with strategy options? We talked in the strategy lesson, the strategy chapter, we talked about a model that we can use to come up with strategic options that are available for an organization. What is that? Yes. What is the model? Can you remember the Ansoff matrix? I hope you do. Right? In the Ansoff matrix also we talked about different strategic options available for a organization. Right? So see how you can creatively incorporate these things and highlight what your target market strategies are, how you're going to position yourself, right? Use these models, use these frameworks and be creative and show what your digital marketing plan is like, right? And the internet and digital media, obviously, you know, that facilitates new ways to position the products and to analyze and identify the target markets, right? There are new ways how you can analyze the target market and to identify the target market, right? Social media analytics you can use, Google Analytics you can use, right? There are techniques such as web crawling that are being used by organizations to see the user behavior on a website, user behavior across platforms, right? User behavior on a particular web page that they are considering. Likewise, there are many ways to analyze the customer behavior and to see how your target market behaves, right? Keyword analysis is being used, right? So you can show how the strategy element, how you're coming up with a good sound strategy or a collection of strategies in response to the current situation that your organization is facing. Right. So from what we discussed today, any questions so far? So please don't just limit yourself to these few slides only. You can incorporate the knowledge you gain throughout the entire digital business course series and see how certain things can be incorporated in developing this digital marketing plan. Even your MIS lessons, there are some very useful insights that you can gain in doing this, right? So anything else you want me to explain? Is your assignment clear to you? What you have to do? Is it clear to you? Have you gone through it? Any questions on your group assignment? I hope you all have read this, right? So one more thing, you have to submit the details of your groups to us, right? In order to do that, we will create a Google form and we will publish it on the LMS. You can access it, and every group must definitely submit the group information to us, only one person. So appoint a group leader to your group, and that group leader must submit the details of your group through that Google form link. We will make it available soon, right? So what you're required to do in the assignment, I hope you read, is that you are required to develop a digital marketing plan for a selected company, right? In developing this plan, the students are required to use the SOSTAC framework, which we talked about today, developed by Paul Smith. So your plan should include a comprehensive analysis of all the steps identified in the SOSTAC framework. So all the elements we talked about today have to be comprehensively analyzed by you. So the maximum number of students that you are required to have will be 6 students. So the selection of organizations has to be according to this. Department of Commerce and Department of Entrepreneurship. Your selection should be from manufacturing sector, banking sector, or travel agency sector of Sri Lanka, right? And Department of Decision Sciences and Department of Information Technology, your selections should come from hotel sector, retail sector, or the insurance sector in Sri Lanka, right? Can be any organization of your wish, right? So the students can select any company of any size from the selected sector. And if it is a small startup business, it is also permitted, it's okay. Which does not have an online presence today, it should have the objective having its online presence in the future. If it does not have an online presence today, then you should come up with a good plan to how it can have an online presence in the future and a good digital marketing plan in that case, right? So it's not just a marketing plan, it should be a digital marketing plan, right? It should be a good e-marketing plan. Then students may use both primary and or secondary sources. So it's great if you can meet someone or talk to someone, or if you have any contact with the selected organization, that would be great. But you are permitted to base your assignment on primary data and or secondary data both, right? No hard and fast restriction on that. So you may state any assumptions that you are making in the process of writing your report, right? Sometimes you may not have access to certain parts of information. You may have to be based on assumptions. So you may state those assumptions if there are any, but also please make sure that your assumptions and your plan should have a clear logical flow, right? They should be connected to each other and they should be practical. So here the way to provide the title to your assignment is given: digital marketing plan for what is the company name. You can make that the title of your report, and the structure should be based on this, right? First you have to provide a background, and then here we have provided from 2 to 8, number 2 to 8, the elements of the SOSTAC framework have been given. You can decide how to be creative within these elements. How you can structure your report content within these elements is up to you. How you're going to use any models or any frameworks. Are you going to, which format you are going to use, right? Are you going to use a table format? All these things you can decide. And you have to cite your sources, and very important that you are clearly providing the references to all the sources that you have used, right? So you should use tables and figures where necessary, right? And word limit is from 3,500 to 4,000 words. So follow these formattings in your report when you're organizing your content. And the deadline for your report is on or before 12 midnight on 24th of January, right? So on or before 24th of January, please make sure that you complete. You have ample time, you have enough time, even more than enough, since it's a group assignment. You can put together a very nice assignment based on the knowledge that you have gained so far, right? So any questions that you have so far? So what we have discussed today has been captured here in summary, right? You can refer to this also, and you can even come up with your own summary table or a summary figure capturing the essence of your report or your marketing plan in your report as well. See how you can very creatively and nicely show that, right? Where the company is now, right? What are the customer insights the company have gained? If you have done a SWOT, what is the brand perception currently the customers are having? These may be coming from consumer insights, consumer surveys, right? Consumer feedback given to you through social media, maybe, right? Things like that. And what are the internal capabilities and resources the company is having? Sorry. Then where the company needs to be, right? In terms of 5S objectives, in terms of selling, customer acquisition and retention targets, what are they? In terms of serving, what are the customer satisfaction targets? In terms of sizzle, the site stickiness, visit duration, how do you keep the customers or the visitors attached to your website? Or your, how do you keep that engagement going on with the customers and your web users? How are you going to speak to your customers, right? What is the conversation? How does that happen? How do you engage with your customers? And saving, right? What are your objectives in terms of efficiency, right? So likewise, you can think where as an organization you want to be. Your objectives, what are they? And how are you going to get there in terms of segmentation, targeting, and positioning, right? We talked about these things. And what is your online value proposition? මොකක්ද ඔයා propose කරන value proposition එක? මොකක්ද ඔයාගේ customer ට ඔයා දෙන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන bundle of value? What is that? Through the product or service, through your organization, what is the value proposition you are giving? Then sequence, right? Credibility, how you are going to stand as a credible organization, right? Then integration, that means integration and database, that means how your online value proposition is integrated within your business throughout different functions, throughout different business processes. How is the proposed online value proposition having integration within your business? How is it being properly coordinated among different divisions, different departments, right? How does that process flow happen? what is the responsibility, or what should each department, each division do in terms of delivering this value proposition? What is each party's duty, right? Then what are the tools you can use in order to achieve this strategy, right? You can list out. Then tactics. In terms of tactics, we talked about the marketing mix, right? You can detail out what types of contact strategy you are having with your customers. Then what is the schedule of your e-campaign, right? You can talk about the schedule, right, that you're having. You can detail out that this is the schedule that we are going to follow in terms of our marketing mix. Then actions will detail out your tactics further, right? Who does what and when. Kawuda karanne, monada karanne, kawudada karanne, komada karanne, right? All these things, මේ ටික තමයි actions කියන එක යටතේ කතා කරන්නේ. What changes in responsibilities, structures, resources, your skills, right? If you're going to outsource, what are the external parties you are going to gain the service of? And also in control element, you are going to show maybe in terms of 5Ss or maybe in terms of web analytics, right? KPIs, basically KPIs that you propose for your business, key performance indicators, in order to see whether the performance, intended performance, has been achieved. Then how you test the usability, right? Are you doing ghost shopping, mystery shopping like I mentioned, right? Then customer satisfaction surveys, are you doing it traditionally or you are doing it virtually, right? Using social media or using any other technique. Then how you're going to profile your site visitors, right? That is also an option. Your website visitors, you can profile based on their characters, from where they are coming, right? Their preferences, their past purchase behaviors, their web browsers, many different ways for you to profile. Frequency of reporting, process of reporting, actions. Now, these are actually examples. You don't have to incorporate all these things. Now, here, certain examples have been given that you can use when coming up with your marketing plans. You can get creative on your own and come up with a good report. Right. So, is everything clear so far? Any other doubts which you need to clear off? You are free to raise the questions you have. Any questions? Any questions? No questions? If there are no questions, please let me know, then we can finish the lecture. Yes, questions? No questions? What is it? Everything is clear, I suppose. Is that the case? Is everything clear? Yes? At least say yes. Okay, good, great. So for one person, everything is clear. I hope it's the case for everyone else as well. So we will make the Google form available for you to send the group details. In the meantime, you can start working on the report immediately. So if there are no more questions, we can wind up for today. So thank you for your participation. And like I mentioned at the beginning of the lecture, have a great year ahead. Plan everything very nicely at the onset itself, at the beginning of the year itself. And I hope and I wish that you will have a splendid year and that you will reach all the goals that you are hoping to reach this year, right? And have a great day. And thank you. Stay safe, everyone.